Hi guys, this is Joy. Okay, we just concluded, the short part. Okay, from part one to part 12, and now we are moving to another topic. Okay, so like I told you before, by the time we are done with 90 to 100% of all the topics we have in mathematics, you will understand exactly what I'm trying to say. It will be very clear and it will be straightforward, and and we've already started broken into pieces, and now we are moving to another topic here, which is quadratic equation, which we can also term as algebraic process. Okay, so this topic is also very interesting, and you see a lot of them in past questions. A lot of them in past questions in post UME and then in JAM. It's just for you to know the conditions that we have under quadratic equation. It's very, very simple. Just pay attention and follow the path as we'll be mentioning it. So right now, let's just move to what we have for this part. So now for quadratic equation. Now look at it now. Quadratic equations and part one. Okay. So and now we have condition. I don't want to rush it. Okay. As I'm giving the condition, I'm giving you an example just to make it clear and to make it straightforward. Okay. So now look at the condition in quadratic equation. There's nothing like defining and all those things. We don't need that. I just give you the condition straight, then I introduce it to you straight to the point. So if you look at note number one, we will be having several notes that will be coming, like maybe notes. You have note one, note two, note three, note four. So for note one, we are taking this: if a times b is equals to zero. So that implies that either A is equals to 0 or B is equals to 0. What did I mean by that? That is, if I say 1 times 0 is what? 0. If I say 2 times 0 is what? 0. Anything times 0 is that 0. That is what they mean by either A is equals to 0 or B is equals to. That is, one of them must be 0 for us to get this answer. Okay? That is, if I say joy times 0 is what? 0. Okay? If I say v times 0 is 0, anything times 0 is 0. So examples, we have this. So it means that if I say that 5 minus b into bracket 12 minus 5b equals 0, if you look at the condition above, either a or b, it means that my a here is what? 5 minus b. My b here is what? 12 minus 5b. So let's just go straight to the point. We have example number one, okay, which says that 5 minus b, that's 12 minus 5b equals what? 0. So this implies that I have 5 minus b equals 0. That is, either 5 minus b equals 0 or 12 minus 5b equals what? 0. Okay, from what I can see here, 5 minus b equals 0 or 12 minus 5b equals 0. Now, if you look at it very well, like I've you know that if minus is moving, it's crossing a sign, it's causing an equal sign, and it's moving to the right, it changes to plus. Okay, that is, when minus, you should note that, very important. That is, minus. Okay, let me just put it. Minus moves to either, I'm writing this, you might not need this in your exam. Minus move to either left hand side or right hand side. It changes to plus. It changes to plus sign. Plus sign. So that is minus sign. So this is very important. If minus sign moves to either left hand side, you know your left, which is English. That was why I said English is the same thing as mathematics. Some people say I like English, I don't like maths. But if you don't understand English, there is no how you'll be able to solve mathematics, because most of the mathematics is written in English, and when you're saying it is in form of English. As I'm pitching it right now, I'm pitching it in form of English to you to communicate to you, which shows that it's very, very important. So minus sign moves to either left hand side or right hand side. it changes to plus sign, okay, which is in this case I have minus sign here, okay. So this minus sign is moving to the right hand side, okay. So this minus sign here is also moving to the right hand side. This is left, this is right, okay. So this implies, I just included this so that you can understand the, the so that you can understand the logic behind moving minus from one place to another. So this implies that I can have that 5 is equals to, so minus b is moving. So now there's another thing I need to mention here. Anything on the right hand side takes the sign, okay. Now if you look at this now, this is 5 minus b. So b here is on the right, okay, it's on the right, it's taking the care of this minus. Now if you look at this one too, this is 12 minus 5b. This 5b on the right here is taking the minus, okay. Don't forget, so the owner of the minus here is 5b, the owner of the minus here is what, is b. So this one is same thing as, so, and it's moving to the right hand side, crossing equal sign, which is what, b. It changes to plus b, so we don't usually put plus, but plus 1 is same thing as 1, plus b is same thing as b, so we remove the plus, okay. So, or look at it now, minus 5b is crossing equal sign to the other side, so it's the same thing as what, plus 5b. So but plus 1 is same thing as 1, plus 5b is same thing as 5b, so we remove the plus, okay. So it means that this implies that b is equals to 5, or if you look at this place, I can divide both sides by 12, okay. It's same thing as b equals 5 over 12, okay. So no, that's you divide both sides by 5. When you divide both sides by 5, you have 12 over 5, okay. I think this marker is gone. So you have 12 over 5, so which shows that if you look at it very well, this is b. I can divide both sides by 5. What I mean here, I divide both sides by 5, divide this one by 5, 5 will cancel 5 here, so you have b equals, so the answer here, they can ask you, they give you in the objective question, please find the what we have here, find the b that we have here. So it means that I can have b is equals to 5, go to the option, and b is or equals to what, 12 over 5. That is straightforward. So let's go to, so that is b equals 12 over 5. I think that marker is gone. So then you have like I said, 5, I divide both sides by 5 here, so that's 5 here, cancel 5, so 5 move to this place. So that's it. So, and don't forget, I've said it, when minus sign move, because you'll be seeing it a lot, that's why you see that I'm repeating it. When minus sign moves to either left hand side or right hand side, let me just introduce this: crossing equal sign, crossing equal sign. This is equal sign here, you have equal sign here, this is equal sign, this is equal sign here, okay. So when it's crossing equal sign, move to the left hand side, either the left or the right, and it's crossing equal sign, it changes to what, plus sign, which is what we've done here. So that is simple. So we have number 2. Let's deal with number 2. We've been able to take care of that. Number 2 here, so different ways, it can come out in different ways, okay. Like the way sword also comes out in different ways. Look at this now, this is power 2. So like I told you, if they say anything raised to power 2, write it 2 times. That is the meaning. 2 raised to power 2, here you can say 2 raised to power 2 is same thing as what, 2 times 2, okay. If they say let's say 4 raised to power 2 is same thing as what, 4 times what, 4, perfect square. If they say 3 raised to power 2, the same thing as what, 3 times what, 3. The same thing applies here. Okay, so it means what they are trying to tell you that is you write it 2 times, 2y plus 7. Or if they say a raised to power 2, the same thing as a times what, a. So the a here is what, 2y plus 7. So 2y plus 7, 2y plus 7 equals what, 0. That is the meaning. And don't forget the condition, like I mentioned above. This is the condition: a times b, you see here. So a times b equals what, 0. If you know that already, you can solve any question related to this. So All you just need to do is that equate each of them to 0. You now say either 2y plus 7 equals, okay, there's no need for me to put bracket again, equals 0, or 2y plus 7 equals what? 0. So don't forget, and I've told you, anything on the right, okay, owns the sign. 7 is on the right, it owns this plus sign. Now, look at this now. In the first equation, in the first number 1, it was minus that is moving to the right hand side. But in this case now, it is plus that is crossing equal sign and moving to the right hand side. It means that it will change to minus. Plus change to minus when moving to the right hand side. Minus change to plus when moving to the right hand side or left hand side. So I don't want to repeat that again because it's straightforward. That's 2y plus is crossing equal sign. It changes to minus 7, or 2y plus is crossing the equal sign. It's changing to minus what? 7. So it means that y is equal to minus 7 over what? 2, when you divide both sides by 2. Or y is equal to minus 7 over what? 2. That's the answer. It's as simple as that. So it's very, very straightforward in this aspect. So it's good that we are taking care of this. As simple as all this thing is, you see them in you see them a lot in the exam, so that when you come across them, you will know what to apply in them. So we've done number 2. So let's move to number 3. Okay, so if you look at this very well, number 3, we have s squared equals 2s plus what? 15. So now let's be very, very careful here. This is like factorization, okay? So because it's under quadratic equation, let's just follow it. I'm going to use this one as explanation for you so that you can get the understanding of what factorization is all about. So if you look at this one here, so don't forget, anything on the right owns a sign. 15 is the one that owns this plus sign, okay? So 2x, there's a plus here, but we don't usually put it, but it's plus. Like I said, plus 1 is equal to 1. So there's a plus here. This is equal sign. Now, this plus 2x and plus 15 is moving to the left hand side and crossing equal sign. They will all change to what? Minus. Okay? Like I said, plus moving to the left hand side, it's changed to minus, or right hand side, changed to minus. So this one is same thing as s squared minus 2x minus what? 15. Nothing is here again, equals 0. You see it now? So it's still the same thing. So this first one is same thing as this. Plus is moving to the left hand side, crossing equal sign, change to minus 2x, plus 15, moving to the left hand side, crossing equal sign is changing to minus 15, equals what? 0. Okay, that is nothing is on the right hand side again. So it means that I now look at two value that I can use that can give me plus minus 2. Now, this is where you need to note, you need to note one or two things here. Okay, so let's look for two value that can give us, you know, minus 2 that we can divide this with. So we can use 5 and 3. 5 times 3, 15. It will give us minus 2. So now look at this very well. Before I move to that, let me give you note 2 here. Note 2, very important. Note 2. So when you are dealing with factorization, something like this, okay, the first thing you need to do is that you look at the center of the number, okay, which is this minus 2x here. What can I add or subtract that will give me minus 2? Now, before we now jump to that, you need to note this, okay? If you have minus, let's say, let me just say, okay, if you have, let's use minus 1 and plus 2. If you have minus 1, minus 2, this is just an example. Note, minus 1 minus 2 will give you what? Minus 3. Okay? Minus 1 minus 2 will give you minus 3. Okay, now, so if you have minus 1 plus 2, okay, this one will give you what? 1. Okay, so that is, you have minus 1 plus 2. Just note it, because this part, when I was young, okay, when I was trying to groom myself in mathematics, I could remember those days. This aspect gave me a kind of tough time. Okay, I had to now sit down and look at it very well to be able to use figure, and I had to assimilate it. Then from there, as I was solving mathematics along the line, I now understood it very well, up to the extent that if you're not very careful, you will be missing it. You will think it's difficult. So that's why I'm using this example as an example. So -1 -2 equals -3. That's -1 plus 2 equals what? 1. So I can also change this and bring this 2 here. Instead of me writing 1 here, I'll write 2 here. Instead of me writing 2 here, I'll write 1 here. So I can say -2 minus 1 is still the same thing as what? -3. Okay? -2 minus 1 is the same thing as what? -3. Then if I say -2 plus 1 is the same thing as what? -1. Very important. So this four thing, it can mean anything. It can mean two can be here, three can be here, four can be here. I'm just using this one as an example. So these things you need to note. You need to note it. Okay, note this particular note too. Very important. When you have minus minus on both, the answer must be minus. All you just need to do is just to add 2 plus 1, 3. You get it. So when you have minus plus, the answer will be plus. Okay, so what you just need to do is 2 minus 1 will give you what? 1. Take your time and study it. When you have -2 minus 1, it will give you minus. Okay, add 2 plus 1, 3, which is similar to this. Okay, now when you now have higher value here and it's -2 plus 1, it will give you what? -1. I don't want to start bombarding you with maybe if you have 2 naira, you give somebody 1 naira, what will it remain? It will remain 1 naira. If you have if you don't have 1 naira and you still request for another 2 naira, so it means you are owing 3 naira, which is similar to this -3, that is deficit of 3. So it's as simple as that. So you need to study this very well. Study it very well so that if you want to excel when it comes to calculation, because you'll be seeing them a lot, okay, in mathematics. Very, very key. So now let's now fall back to our question. So in 15 here, there's something I can divide with 15 that can at least I can manipulate using this method to give me 2. Okay, look at it here. I'll just say 15. 15 divided by 2 cannot go in 15, but I can use 3. 3 can go. So 3 in that's 5. So it means 5 and 3. If I apply this method here, if I apply this method in this bracket, it will still give me 2. Okay, so the question I need to now ask myself, what can I manipulate here? This 5 and 3 that will give me minus. Look at it. I've told you anything on the right, this 2x owns this minus here. That can give me -2. Okay, so what it means that what I need to do, I'll now look at my option here. So I can see minus here, I can see minus here, and I'm looking for -2. So what can I do? I can either say, I'll just say that okay, I need to use this is higher, this is lower. So I will now use higher, which is what? -5. Okay, -5. Okay, I'll use this one. This is higher, this is what? Lower. Okay, that's -5 plus what? 3 will give me what? -2. Do you see it now? So I'm applying this one here to this question. That is why I said this part is very, very important. You don't need to rush it, because in other calculations, aside even quadratic equation, you'll be seeing something like this. So you need to be very, very careful. So it means that I divide 15. 15 divided by 3 is giving me 5. 5 and 3 will give me 2. But how can 5 and 3 give me -2? So you need to know this method. It means that if I have -5 plus 3 will give me what? -2. So if I now have that, I have that at the back of my mind while I'm working. I now say, therefore, x squared, instead of me writing -2x, okay, I'll now write -5x plus 3x minus what? 15 equals 0. You see now, it's very, very simple. So it means that this part is the same thing as what? This part. Okay? It's the same thing as this part, which is very, very clear. And I'm applying this one, -2 plus 1. So -5x plus 3x. X is just an alphabet. Okay? The major thing is the value that is beside it. So minus 5x plus 3x, you can see, is giving me minus 2. Do you see it now? So it means that here I can find my LCM. Look at it here. S squared minus 5x plus what? 3x minus what? 15 equals 0. Oh, okay. I'm using, what's the question? Okay, the question is S. Okay, the question is S, not X. S. Okay, you have X here, X here. So you have S here, not different alphabets. It has to be the same alphabet. So S can go here. S, I will take one X between these two. It will now be X minus 5. It's the same thing. S times S, S square. S times 5, 5X. Okay, you still have your minus here. Plus 3 can go in both of them. I'll bring out 3. Okay? So what you have here must also repeat itself here. S minus 5 equals what? 0. Do you see it now? Okay, 3 can go here because I've done my division here. So 3 can go here. I bring out 3. S 3 times S is what? 3x. 3 times 5 is what? 15. I still have the minus here. So what you have here, let me use another color. What you have here must be the same thing as what you have here. That is what you call factorization. We've been able to factorize it. So this aspect is what we call factorize factorization. Okay, you've been able to factorize it. So in so many questions you will see it: factorize, 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 factorize the following. So if they ask you to factorize the following, it's either they give you the question like this, they want you to rearrange it. You rearrange the question like this. Okay, when you rearrange, then you factorize, you get this. So this is what they call factorization. Okay, now I have this s plus 3. I can bring it together. S plus 3, okay, into s minus 5 equals what? 0. Can you see now? This has turned back to note 1 that you have there. So if s plus 3 and s plus 5 equals 0, it means that either of them is equals to what? 0, which shows that s plus 3 equals 0 or s minus 5 equals what? 0. It means that s is equals to minus 3 or s is equals to what? 5. So that is just the answer here. So very, very important. So don't forget that this is what they call factorization. At the point of you splitting it down to get common factor, that is what they call factorization. Look at it here. S minus 5, S minus 5 is common here. Pick one. X plus 3, you join it together, then you pick one of these, then equals 0. So it means that my x is equals to 3 and then 5. So please ensure that you go through this over and over again so that you can understand this logic here, because it's very key. Because I know I have challenges in this area, because at some point I was like, "Ah, how can this be giving me a problem?" So I have to look at it again, give myself an example, and then, and please try to like, comment, and share. And if you have any observation, if you have any error, if you have, please point it out. Or if you have anything, any observation, you just point it out. We'll look at it and then try to, if need be, if it's we'll try to correct them. Please, thank you. In our next class, I'll try to complete this question, mostly the factorization part, so that you can understand it better and see how it can comes out. Then we'll move to the next topic. Thank you very much, um, and have a blessed day. Cheers. Ensure